tonight. Jamaica recorded 11 COVID-19 related deaths yesterday, taking fatalities now to 557, while 330 new cases were reported. As the first weekend of lockdowns begins tomorrow at 12 p.m., fisherfolk in Montego Bay, St. James are expressing concerns that they will lose revenue in spite of being allowed to go out and do their daily catch at sea during the lockdown.
So on the weekend, that's when we do our business. So if the people cannot come to us, it's going to be a big problem for us. What we're going to do with the fish?
Coming Monday now, the fish them go hard to sell because fish them now go fresh no more.
Still tonight, former Prime Minister of Jamaica, Bruce Golding, has been hospitalized, and 20-year-old Kenneth Jackson, an accounting clerk of Manchester Avenue, Independence City, Portmore, St. Catherine, who was reported missing on Wednesday, was today found dead on Dyke Road in the parish. Good evening. Jamaica yesterday recorded 11 COVID-19 related deaths, taking the total of fatalities to 557. The deceased are an 83-year-old female from Hanover, 2 males from Kingston and St. Andrew, aged 70 and 77 years, a 93-year-old female from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 63-year-old female from St. Anne, 2 females aged 42 and 68 years from St. Catherine, 2 males from St. Catherine aged 48 and 55 years, a 39-year-old male from Westmoreland, a 57-year-old female from Westmoreland whose death was previously listed as under investigation. 5 other fatalities are being probed. Meanwhile, there were 330 new cases ranging in age from 29 days to 99 years, taking the total to 37,458 with 19,795 active cases. Now, of the new cases, 147 are men and 183 are women. In the meantime, there were 109 additional recoveries, increasing that total to 16,848. 443 persons are in hospital, 40 of whom are moderately ill and 46 critically ill. In news from St. James, as the first weekend of lockdowns begins tomorrow at 12 p.m., fisherfolk in Montego Bay are expressing concerns that they will lose revenue in spite of being allowed to go out and do their daily catch at sea during the lockdown. Now, our news team visited the Montego Bay Marine Park and special fishery conservation areas, where some fisherfolk expressed that they will lose not just money from less sales, but also the majority of their catch due to the weekend lockdown.
That's not good for us because most of the people that we sell fish, they work from Monday to Friday. And we mostly go out during the weekend. So on the weekend, that's when we do our business. So if the people cannot come to us, it's going to be a big problem for us. What we're going to do with the fish? You see, we cannot store the fish because most of the people, they like fish that just come in from the sea. So if we put up the fish, as soon as they look at the fish, they're going to say, oh, these fish are stale. We can put up the fish for 2 or 3 days. So that's not going to be a good business for us. They should give us more time than 12 o'clock. Because most of the people, they come, they leave work at about, they do 8 hours, 9 to 5. They leave work, maybe they got to go home. On the weekend, it's less people during that time because the place is going to be locked down. So what we're going to do with the fish? It's not good for us.
Well, it will affect me a lot, because you can go see you go catch the fish, but who will buy the fish? Because nobody can move, so who will go sell the fish? Fish are not going to sell. So you have to go store them until probably Monday or so, but coming Monday now, the fish them go hard to sell because the fish them now go fresh no more. And people like them fresh fish coming from the sea, So yeah, it will be a problem. I think until I give you a little more time, think say Sunday still them could have give you until probably about 3 o'clock or so, you know. We can sell the fish. Sunday day one of the best day for fishermen. The best day. So we don't know how it will work. Because if you don't get Sunday, enough fish go spoil and steal.
Another of the fisher folk told our news team that the biggest sale of the year is during the Easter weekend, and she fears that will be the biggest loss for her. She is asking that the government allow their customers to buy on Sundays even for a few hours.
My name is Marcia. I'm doing this for 37 years now, and the best days for me is Sunday. Sunday is the best day, and Easter is all about fish. So then when they're going to take away the Easter, and then going to take away the Good Friday and the Sunday and the half day Saturday, I don't know what I'm going to do with the fish. I don't have anything against the government, but we would have liked those days, because especially on Sunday, the best day, and Easter weekend. We need those days. The fisher people, them need those days. And free up fisher people to go ahead. But who going to come and buy it? It don't make any sense. There's no sense in that. You free us off like that, we can go ahead and do what we're doing. But otherwise, there's nobody going to come and buy it, because there are strict rules say no selling on Sunday. The country is going to close down. And I'm asking the government, please, we are not against his protocol, but we would like him to do something for the fisher folks. Fish is more than anything now. You see people come now to get their fishes, especially next week. Oh my God, it's all about fish. You see, next week is just fish, no meat, it's just fish. And we would need it, because it's Lent, we would need it. Please, may I beg the Prime Minister, if he could not give it those days in the next week. Just give it those days, please, because fishes are something can't stay now. As they come from sea, they have to sell. And right now, we have boat coming in Sunday. Me cannot go for it. What am I going to do? I hit the lady the ask. What are we going to do? Because she can't have them on the boat, then go spoil. We need them to get them to sell.
Now, on his part, Devon Gray, Assistant Secretary of the Montego Bay Fishermen's Cooperative Society, said that the move on the government's part to include fisher folk as essential workers is much appreciated, and is asking for some leniency to allow customers time to buy the fish that they catch.
We want to thank the government for establishing the fact that we are essential workers. Of course, that helps us to a great extent, because the law is on our back daily, and it's difficult for most fishermen to earn a living when their movement is restricted. So we want to commend the government for that, as well as making the COVID restrictions more rigid, which was needed from the get-go, really, because you have to apply maximum force and then dial back to deal with an event such as this pandemic. But I would like to also add that even though we welcome the effort, the fact that it restricts our sales, which mostly happen on the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, that greatly impacts our business and revenue. You know, so maybe in the future they could probably do half day, like from 6 to noon over the weekends, so the customers can come and pick up the fish which is normally done during the weekends. So in that regard, it does impact us a great deal. And I myself, I utilize social media things like WhatsApp. I post my catch and type of fish and so forth, so the client can see. But not all clients are all fishermen are device savvy, so to speak, and not everyone can come to you, or you can go to them. And you know, being impacted already, because our sales have been literally like cut 75%. Most of our clients are not working now.
In other news tonight, former Prime Minister of Jamaica, Bruce Golding, has been hospitalized. In a statement yesterday, his daughter, Senator Shireen Golding Campbell, said Mr. Golding was hospitalized yesterday evening for a recurring health condition that he has suffered from for some time. She said Mr. Golding was admitted to the Tony Thwaites wing of the University Hospital of the West Indies, UHWI, for observation. Golding Campbell wrote, quote, "It is expected that he will be home soon once his health indicators are satisfactory to his physician," end quote. She concluded that her father and family thanks the public for their expressions of support and well wishes for his speedy recovery. Still making the news tonight, the man who drove the getaway car in the killing of banker Andrea Lowe Garwood, Leon Hines, has been sentenced to 6 years in prison for illegal possession of a firearm. He was also sentenced to 1 year for accessory after the fact to murder. The sentences are to run concurrently. As such, he will serve 6 years. Sentencing was handed down yesterday in the Home Circuit Court by Justice Lorna Shelley Williams. The 23-year-old storekeeper of Rose Heights, Montego Bay, St. James was among 3 persons arrested and charged in connection with the brazen daylight murder of the 51-year-old woman inside a church in Falmouth, Trelawney on January 31. Hines last month secured a plea deal with the prosecution, which resulted in 4 of the 6 charges against him being dropped. He pleaded not guilty to conspiracy to murder, accessory before the fact to murder, and misprision of felony. Misprision of felony is a crime that occurs when someone knows a felony has been committed but fails to inform the authorities about it. Lowe Garwood was fatally shot while worshipping at the Agape Christian Fellowship Church, allegedly by a man who sat in the pew behind her. 2 other men, Javan Janoy Garwood, 29, the stepson of the deceased, and Dwight Bingham, have been charged in relation to her killing. Garwood is charged with murder and conspiracy to murder, and Bingham has been charged with murder and illegal possession of firearm. Continuing with the news tonight, the body of a 5th form student of the Manchester High School was yesterday morning found in a tank near his home in the Mile Gully area. The police were alerted by residents after the body of 17-year-old Akeem Blythe was seen in the tank. The police say they are treating the matter as a case of death by drowning. In news from St. Catherine now, 20-year-old Kenise Jackson, an accounting clerk of Manchester Avenue, Independence City, Portmore, who was reported missing on Wednesday, was found dead on Dyke Road in the parish today. Reports from the Waterford Police coming into our news centre tonight are that at approximately 7 a.m., a resident stumbled upon the body and summoned the authorities. The body was clad in a black skirt and blue blouse and was in a state of partial decomposition. Investigations so far have revealed that Foster was last seen alive on Tuesday, March 23. Detectives are awaiting the outcome of a post-mortem to further guide the course of the probe. In the meantime, persons with information that can assist the police are being asked to call the Waterford Police at 876-988-1763 or the nearest police station. In the meantime, the St. Catherine South Police have listed a man as a person of interest in the murder of Kenise Jackson. He is 50-year-old Robert Fowler, otherwise called Bakra, of Portmore, St. Catherine. Fowler is being asked to report to the Waterford Police Station at 876-988-1763 or Crime Stop at 311 immediately. In other news tonight, the body of a 52-year-old market vendor was this morning found with the head bashed in inside Coronation Market in downtown Kingston. The man has been identified as Owen Coleman of Kellets, Clarendon. The Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, reported that the body was discovered by passers-by at approximately 4:30 a.m. and police officers were alerted. The police have since launched an investigation. Still tonight, a man was arrested in connection with the seizure of a firearm at Racecourse Lane, Golden Heights in Kingston West yesterday. Reports from the Denham Town Police are that at approximately 4 p.m., a police team was conducting a patrol of the area when a man was seen acting in a manner that aroused their suspicions. He was accosted, searched, and a 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 12 rounds of ammunition was removed from his person. The suspect was arrested. However, his identity is being withheld pending further investigations. Back in St. Catherine, a man was apprehended in relation to the seizure of a firearm on Morgan Lane, Spanish Town yesterday. Reports from the Spanish Town Police coming into our news center tonight are that at approximately 8:30 a.m., a joint police-military team, along with members of the K9 Division, conducted an operation spanning several communities in Spanish Town. Now, during the operation, a premises at Morgan's Lane was searched, and a man who was found locked inside a bathroom was subsequently apprehended. A further search was conducted, and with the assistance of the K9 unit, police attention was drawn to a stuffed animal inside a bedroom. The object was searched, and one semi-automatic Tech 9 pistol fitted with a magazine containing 3 rounds was found inside. The suspect was arrested. However, his identity is being withheld pending further investigations. And those are some of the stories making news. We will return with other stories as commuters traveling from the Orange Bay section of Hanover into Negril Westmoreland at nights will have better visibility with newly installed street lights along that thoroughfare as a result of an initiative of the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. And the Jamaica Public Service and the Legal Aid Council, LAC, are reiterating the commitment to providing legal representation, especially to persons incarcerated who are mentally ill. But first, we'll take a break, and then it's over to Christopher Scott with the very latest in sports.